It says, unless the Lord builds the house, those who build it labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the watchman stays awake in vain. It is vain that you rise up early and go late to rest, eating the bread of anxious toil, for he gives to his beloved sleep. The word vain here, there's two different words in the Old Testament that are translated vain or vanity. One of them that you find in Ecclesiastes kind of has the root word of vapor. And so it's not meaningless, but it's something that you can't grab onto. It's something you can't latch onto. It's temporary, it's transient. And so all of life's accomplishments are like a vapor in the wind. The one in Psalm 127, though, is a different word. It kind of comes from the root that more means deception or deceived. And so we could read this and say, unless the Lord builds the house, the builder is deceived. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the watchman is deceived. And if you think that just by getting up early and putting your nose to the grindstone and being the last one to bed and working the most hours, that you're going to be fruitful, you're deceived. I see this on a couple different levels. It's really interesting. There are those who are working nonstop, getting up late or getting up early, going to bed late, working nonstop, thinking that that's going to fix everything. But the other side of this too is, it's interesting. We live in a time and we live in an area where I'm not sure there's a single person in this room legitimately concerned about shelter. We don't legitimately worry about food. As far as like waking up in the morning and thinking whether there's going to be food to eat, it's just not something that we typically experience. And yet we are among the most anxious human beings who have ever lived. And I think one of the answers why is we get up early in the morning. Before we get our clothes on or brush our teeth, we check Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, and newsfeed, and we eat a little bread of anxious toil. And then we're driving along and we're at a red light, and the red light is now 37 seconds, and so I got time to check on my phone and get an update on someone and eat the bread of anxious toil. And as I lay in bed at night with the screen glowing in my face, comparing my life to the fictitious lives of all of my friends and family and their very best stuff, I eat a little more anxious toil, or I come home and turn on my favorite news channel that's on 24 hours a day, even though there's only 2 hours of news worldwide, and I eat the bread of outrage. And I wonder why I'm anxious. I wonder why I'm worried. I wonder why I'm not satisfied. Because I'm being deceived.